XRP coiled on the charts, ready to explode. Fedwire flips to ISO 2022 in 2 days. That's not speculation anymore, and we're seeing it in the charts. XRP and XLM still holding up. Bitcoin took a little bit of a dip, but keep an eye on those two coins. And let me share my screen with y'all right now. Here it is. So Federal Reserve does 1 quadrillion a year, a little more. That's 1,000 trillion per day. That's around 3 trillion. XRP needs around 6 trillion to hit the $100 mark. So here's the countdown. ISO 20022, July 14th. Are you ready? We are ready. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, but just sharing some news on XRP today. So let me just share a couple more things with y'all. Just in, Ripple could buy out Swift for approximately 4.37 billion XRP. This could be what Brad meant when he said Ripple would work with Swift. Ripple could buy Swift out with XRP. You see the news article right here by Anonymous. So I think somebody just made that, but we know that when we're talking about Swift, you're talking another $4 to $5 trillion a day that Swift moves. Even if XRP takes 10% of that, it's going to send XRP into 3 digits. So if you see what's going on right now, there's a perfect storm. Next week is crypto week. ISO goes live. All the rails are in place. XRP and XLM are being integrated into the new financial system. We're early. There's only 6% of us in the world that are holding these coins. We're in great shape. Before I go any further, you see on my banner here, All About the Family. So my wife and myself started a new podcast on YouTube titled All About the Family. So if y'all could copy this, subscribe, help us out to get going. Our first episode is being released. We have a teaser video, but our first episode is being released tonight at 8:00. It's about raising kids in this crazy world, marriage, family dynamics, what the family looks like, when we're functioning in ministry, God's divine order. We're going to talk about, we've been married for 18, we just hit 18 years last month. We're going to talk about our wins, our losses. There's definitely been a lot of losses, but there's been a lot of wins also, and some work-ons, what we're working on. What does growth look like? We're in a season of growth right now. What does growth look like on your children? What does growth look like for your marriage? What does the Word of God say about your marriage, your children? What does the Word of God say about family and ministry? And there's just so many moving parts. It can be so complicated, and there's just not enough teaching on this. We're going to share some things that we've learned that are game changers that I wish I would have learned 18 years ago. But you know what they say, the 2 best times to learn something groundbreaking or life-changing was 10, 20 years ago and today. 10 and 20 years ago is forever gone. All we have is the ever-present now, the eternal now. So we're just basically, my wife and I, it's going to be a little different. I'm not teaching Bible studies. I'm not getting preachy on it. We're having a two-way conversation, not even looking at the camera and just letting everybody listen in. Definitely put comments, prayer requests. We have a burden. You hear me a lot on this channel. We put God first on this channel. You hear me a lot speaking about restoration and reconciliation in marriages and families and family relationships, because it's near and dear to us, to me, to my family, because the enemy multiple times has tried to take us out. He's destroying families and marriages, but I say it's time for marriages and families to be healed, to be restored, to be reunited. Do you know the strength of any community is the family? Do you know what the strength of the church is? It's not the pastor, it's not the prophet, it's not the apostle, it's the family units. And we got to get strong, we got to get unified so we can fulfill our God-given assignments and calling. And let me say this, especially in America, we think here we're so busy and good at being busy. We think it's about working a 9 to 5 or starting a business, running your business. Sometimes we put business before family. We'll talk about that. I've had a family business. And anyhow, we're going to talk about structure, but here's the deal. It's more than a 9 to 5, feeding your family. We got to do all these things. And we're in this kind of rat race. It's more than that. God has more than you just working all day, feeding your family, eating dinner, going to sleep, waking up, doing it again, these constant routines. God has a destiny and a unique purpose for your in particular family and for mine. And we're going to talk about that because there's nothing more fulfilling than to step into your God-given purpose and destiny. All right. So join us, subscribe. Here's the link. And let me share one more thing. That was my little pitch for our new podcast. One more. Here it is. The article is finally saying, this is what I put in the title, what I've been screaming, XRP's Coiled Fedwire flips ISO in days. The setup isn't forming. It's ready. It's here. The rails are not being in place. The rails, these last couple of years have been put in place. They're here now. Now we're talking about integration with XLM, XRP. Yes, last cycle, nobody wanted anything to do with these coins. They were the lowest performing coins because they need regulations, and regulations is going through as we speak. So subscribe, and I will see you on the live. God bless.